This is Phil Rizzuto along with Frank Messer and Bill White here at RFK Stadium in the nation's capital, Washington, D.C. And this figures to be quite a night. Could be one of the fastest games ever pitched, with Fritz Peterson and Denny Mclean. Both waste no time. Both have excellent control. Of course, the hitters might have something to say about that. But it's a beautiful night here in the nation's capital, and we'll be ready for the start of tonight's game in just a moment. Well, as you know, on Tuesday afternoon at 2 p.m., April the 13th, the Yankees launched the home season with the Tigers. Kids, that'll be Easter vacation week for many of you. So why don't you get Dad and the gang together and be on hand to root for the Yankees in the big home opener. Good seats are available now at the Yankee Stadium Advance Ticket Office, at the Yankee Ticketron office on the mezzanine of Grand Central Terminal, and at Ticketron outlets all over the metropolitan area, and, of course, by mail. And speaking of the Yankee opener on Tuesday, April 13th, that entire week will be spring vacation for most New York area students. So the Yankees have arranged to play all of their opening series with Detroit as afternoon games. Perfect chance for young fans to start the season right. At Yankee Stadium for the great series between the 1971 contending Bombers and the Detroit Tigers. That's Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday afternoons, April 13th, 14th, and 15th. Well, here are the starting lineups for tonight's game. For the New York Yankees, Horace Clarke leads off at second base. Catching and batting second, Thurman Munson. Roy White will be in left field, hitting third. In center field, batting cleanup, Bobby Mercer. Danny Cater at first base, batting fifth. The right fielder, batting sixth, Jimmy Lytle. Jerry Kenney will be at third base, batting seventh. The shortstop, hitting eighth, Gene Michael. And Fritz Peterson, pitching and batting ninth. And for the Washington Senators, who won their opening game right here in the nation's capital and lost a tough one to Baltimore 3-2, it'll be Toby Harrah leading off and playing shortstop. Kurt Flood will be in center field, batting second. Big Frank Howard hitting third and playing left field. Mike Epstein batting in the cleanup spot and playing first base. Joey Foy will be the third baseman, batting fifth. Elliot Maddox, buddy of mine and almost a neighbor, will be in right field, batting sixth. Paul Casanova will be catching, batting seventh. The second baseman hitting eighth, Tim Cullen. And pitching and batting ninth, Denny Mclean. And Bob Short came up with a brilliant idea. He said, why pitch Denny Mclean on opening day? We're assured of a sellout. So I'll hold Denny off for the second game played here in the nation's capital, which is this game with the Yankees. And I'll be doggone if it didn't pay off, because they had a sellout opening day. And Denny Mclean said he would guarantee that they'd have at least 20,000 fans to come out and watch him either win or lose. He said half of them will be hoping I lose and the other half will be hoping I'm win. But nevertheless, he's a controversial figure, quite a pitcher. The last pitcher to win over 30 ball games in a regular season. So it promises to be quite a battle tonight. Mclean has already concluded his warm-ups. Peterson's still throwing there. We're waiting for the umpires to come out. And the umpires will be Lou DeMuro calling balls and strikes. Bill Kunkel will be at first base, Ron Luciano at second, and John Flaherty over at third. And by the way, this is still the same crew that we had up at Boston. A reminder that this is the New York Yankee Baseball Network. We pause for station identification.
This is Steve Fitz, your contact host. Call us weeknights from 8 to midnight here on the fresh air sound of Radio 81 WGY Schenectady.
And the splendid splitter, Ted Williams, are out at home plate as the Senators take the field. Led by Elliot Maddox, I might say, who's running out to right field, followed by the rest of the Senators. I want to tell you, that's Ted Williams. What a ball player he was. Ted Williams had a lifetime batting average of .344. played in 2,292 games, at bat 7,706 times, scored 1,798 runs, 2,654 hits, 525 of them doubles, 71 triples, and 521 home runs, and runs batted in 1,839. And you must remember that Ted Williams lost 4 of his most productive years in the service. Well, we're not moaning, and neither is Ted, about having to go in the service, but I believe that Williams would have broken just about every existing offensive batting record in baseball, including the home run record set by Babe Ruth. And how about that Willie Mays, when you're speaking of fellas with a chance? Willie has played in 3 ball games, has hit 3 home runs, 1 in each game, and 1 last night, a grand slam. Unbelievable. Let's see, the umpires are 3 of them still in a huddle there alongside home plate as Elston Howard runs down to first base to coach. Dick Hauser is over at third. And right now, everybody being asked to stand for the playing and singing of our national anthem. Denny Mclean starting to loosen up. Denny Mclean had no one-loss record against the Yankees last year. And lifetime against New York, he has won 13 and lost 7. He was 3-2 against the Yankees in 1969. That was the year he won 24 and lost 9. And he was 2-1 against them in 1968 when he compiled that 31 wins and just 6 losses mark. Well, let's see. McLean is waiting for something, and Lou DeMuro, I guess he wants a rosin bag. That's what Denny's waiting for. There's one out there. No, Denny says, I've got one out here. I guess McLean is ready. He doesn't want to throw any more warm-up pitches. Lou DeMuro thought he wanted another rosin bag, but McLean says, no, I got one. Let's go. So DeMuro ducks off home plate. Horace Clark steps in. Horace up in Boston was 1 for 4. If you remember, he got that base hit the last time up. The first pitch of the game, outside corner, strike 1. McLean, who kicked that left foot high in the air like a dancer, back quickly with another pitcher, curve a little high, 1-1. It looks like McLean's not even taking a sign tonight. He is really pitching in a hurry. He's back with the 1-1 pitch. This curve is high, ball 2, 2 him wide. Joe Foy at third base is well in on the infield grass. Epstein guarding the line at first. The 2-1 pitch, a bouncing ball hits at second base. Cullen waits, gets the big hop, throws to first, 1 out. There will be very few walks issued in this ball game between McLean and Peterson. And the hitters won't be taking too many pitches because they know both of the pitches are going to be around the plate all the time. Thurman Munson up. Thurman is 2 for 4 in the year. A lot better than his start last year when he was 1 for 31. And Thurman holds his hand up. He wants time. And I tell you, Thurman's still not ready. Now he's ready. McLean winds. His pitch outside, ball one. And Munson is the type hitter who will bother McLean. He kicks around in the dirt. Ready again. The 1-0 pitch on the outside corner, 1-1. And I want to tell you, you talk about two pitchers going to nibble at that corner all night. That's McLean and Peterson. Very few strikes are going to be over the heart of the plate. The 1-1 pitch on the outside corner with a good slider. 1 ball, 2 strikes. That really fooled Thurman, who stepped out of the batter's box. Now he wants to slow McLean down a bit. On deck, Roy White. Good crowd on hand. Told you, perfect weather here in the nation's capital. The pitch, high with the breaking pitch. And the count is even 2-2. So McLean has thrown 3 overhand curveballs, hasn't found the plate yet. 2 of them were balls to Clark, 1 to Munson. The 2-2 pitch, sidearm fastball. Oh, he thought he had him. It was over the plate, but just below the knees, says Lou DeMuro. He came, by the way, at third base and really crossed up Thurman Munson. Thurman couldn't pull the trigger. The payoff pitch, a sidearmer foul, back in the seats and out of play. Crowd really excited. McLean said he'll pull him in. Bob Short, the owner of the Senators, says he's got faces that will bring people in, meaning McLean, Flood, and Howard. McLean started to wind. Now he goes back to get the rosin bag. A little tired of having Munson hold him up, so he wants to hold Munson up a bit. 1 out, nobody on. Game just underway. Again, the 3-2 delivery. Sidearm, a high ball 4, and Thurman is on. So maybe the Yankees will take a tip from Munson and kind of keep stepping out after each pitch. It breaks McLean's rhythm. A lot of pitchers just like to get that ball and throw. All right, Epstein moves over to hold Munson on. Munson, by the way, stole a base up in Boston. Quick throw over. Thurman is back. Roy White went 0 for 4 in the season's opener up in Boston. On deck, Bobby Mercer. The pitch to White. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. McLean is the type pitcher with that very, very easy motion and delivery, but the ball is in on you. He can handcuff you. Outfield straight away on White. The stretch and the pitch just a little bit inside, 1-1. Boy again on the edge of the infield grass. Toby Harrah, the shortstop, kind of shading towards second base. Cullen has shortened up a couple of steps at second. Munson leads. The pitch is a little high, and it's 2 balls and a strike. So McLean has been wild high here in the first inning. Not terribly wild, just enough to be out of the strike zone. Munson leads again. The pitch, swing and a miss, strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. McLean has actually had best success with his fastball so far tonight. Elliott Maddox in right field, not too deep on Roy White. A 2-2 count. The pitch, strike 3 called. It hit the outside corner, and Roy White is called out. A perfect pitch by Denny Mclean. His first strikeout of the night now, Bobby Mercer. Bobby went for the collar and forced him to bat up in Boston.
Bobby Mercer.
In case you tuned in late, did not hear Frank Metz's pregame show, Felipe Alou is traded to the Yankees from Oakland. The pitch, strike 1 on the outside corner. The Yankees gave up Ron Klimkowski and Rob Gardner, a right and left-hand pitcher for Felipe Alou, who will join the Yankees, we hope, over the weekend. Munson leads. The pitch is lined to left field. That's going to be in for extra bases, and Munson might score. He's around second. Coming into third. They're waving him around, and he will score on the long double down the line by Bobby Mercer, and the Yankees take a 1-0 lead. So Bobby Mercer going with the pitch, lined it over third, rolled all the way to the left field corner, the 335-foot sign in left field. And Mercer gets his first RBI of the year.
Batting fifth, the first baseman, number 10.
And it brings up Danny Cater. Danny was 1 for 4. By the way, that was the first extra base hit of the year for the Yankees. 5 hits up in Boston were all singles. Pitch to Denny. Strike one call. So the base on balls got McLean in trouble. That's what usually happens to these good control pitches. When they do walk a man, it caught him. Mercer at second with 2 outs. Side arm to Denny. Strike 2 call. McLean putting a little extra on his fastball now. Cater steps out of the batter's box. Gets a little dirt. On deck, Jimmy Lytle. Cater deep in the box. The pitch is fouled back in the seats and out of play. So McLean gets himself a new baseball. Denny has that habit of pushing up the sweatshirt on his right arm with his glove. Nothing in 2 on Cater. 2 men out. Mercer at second. Yankees leading 1-0. Stretch by McLean. Side on pitch. Just missed. The ball pops out of the glove of Casanova, but no advance. So it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. McLean walks out of the pitching area onto the grass to blow on his hand. Can't do that while you're on the pitching rubber or the dirt of the pitching mound. Mercer with a good lead at second. A little bit high with the breaking pitch. The count is even at 2-2. McLean gets the sign. The pitch is just outside, and again McLean started to walk off the mound. He thought he had the corner. Same type pitch as the one he threw to Munson. Sherman finally worked his way on with a walk and score. Full count on Danny Cater. Curve just outside, and again McLean puts his hands on his hips. The second walk given up by Denny Mclean. And now Jimmy Lytle. Jimmy was 1 for 3 over today in Fenway. Well, Jimmy said he learned a lesson up Boston. He said if he ever gets that same situation with that catcher blocking the plate, he'll run right over. Lytle, left-hand batter. Runners lead at first and second. Fastball in there, strike 1 call. On deck, Jerry Kenny. Yankees 1, Senators 0. McLean kicks, delivers a curve in there. Big breaking curveball. Lytle started to swing twice, couldn't pull the trigger, and took it for a strike. That's the first breaking pitch that McLean has gotten over in the ball game. Denny looks back, checks Mercer. Fastball foul just below it. Count holds at 0-2. Remember, the Yankees open on Tuesday at Yankee Stadium with Billy Martin and the Detroit Tigers. That's April the 13th. McLean ready again. Big curve popped up. Casanova coming back. He's got room, is under it, and makes the catch. But the Yankees do pick up a run on 1 base hit. There were no errors and 2 men left. And at the end of 1/2 inning, it's the Yankees 1 and the Senators coming back.
Do you hate high moving costs? Then save 50 to 75% on your next move with a U-Haul moving van truck. Your truck is available when you need it for as long as you need it, and you can rent it here, leave it there at any one of 8,000 U-Haul dealers coast to coast. When you move with U-Haul, your furniture arrives with you. It's in perfect condition because you took care of it. U-Haul moving vans hold up to 6 rooms full of furniture in padded weatherproof safety. Loading is easy with U-Haul moving aids such as hand trucks and furniture pads. And if you'd like, you can also purchase low-cost packing cartons. On the road, your possessions are protected by $2,500 cargo insurance and road service should you need it, both at no extra charge. So, if you hate high moving costs, you'll love U-Haul. See Murray's service station, 170 Church Street, Route 67 North, Amsterdam. Bellevue Motors Incorporated, 1902 Broadway, Schenectady. Porter's Esso, Altamont Boulevard and Helderberg Ave, Altamont. Or consult the yellow pages for the U-Haul dealer nearest you.
So, Fritz Peterson, out on the mound. Fritz, who won 20 ball games last year. against Washington, he was 1-1. And lifetime against the Senators, he's 1-9 and lost 5. Toby Harrah leads off. The young shortstop who won the job in spring training, beat out a couple other good-looking young ball players, is 2 for 9 this year, hitting .222. A right-hand batter. Peterson's curve is over, strike one call. On deck, Kurt Flood swinging the bat. Peterson winds again. His off-speed pitch is in there, strike two. So Peterson ahead of Harrah very quickly. Chokes up on the bat about an inch. Pitch is looped off his hand, and Danny Cato one-hands it. It was not hit hard, and Danny looked right into the lights as after he caught the ball, he kind of put his head down and rubbed his eyes. It was hit right off the hands, or he would have had a base hit. Didn't get the good wood on it. And Danny was able to leap going to his right and backhand it. Here's Kurt Flood. Flood's been about 8 times with 2 base hits. He scored 2 runs. Right-hand batter. Right down the end of the bat. Uses a very light bat. Takes a pitch long away, ball 1. Yankees out front 1-0. Kenny is not playing in too far. Flood is an excellent bunter. That pitch hits the outside corner. 1-1. The 1-1 delivery is low, 2-1. Flood laid off. Yankee outfield of White, Mercer, and Lytle. Straight away, Lytle kind of shallow in right field. Figuring that Flood doesn't have too much power that way. A curve is bounced slowly down the third base line. Kenny up with it, throws to first. Base, that's first base. Oh, what a close play that was at first base. We mentioned that Kenny was not playing in, but that was no fault of Jerry's. Flood cocked a breaking pitch. The grass is high, and it slowed the ball down. Jerry made a beautiful play coming in full speed, picked it up one-handed, made a perfect throw to Cato, but Flood beat it out for an infield hit. And the batter now is Big Frank Howard. Howard is 2 for 9, has 2 RBIs, batting .222. And he is big. 6'7", about 270 pounds. Fouls one upstairs and out of play, strike one. Heard the applause, a good catch by a fan in the upper deck. Peterson rubs up the new ball. Howard deep in the box. Flood leads away. Peterson's pitch swing and a miss. Nothing in 2. That curveball was down and in around the ankles of Frank Howard. So Peterson quickly ahead of the big fella. Got him listed at 6'7", 285 pounds. Flood leads away. Strike 3, he couldn't check it. It was a bad pitch high, and he started to swing, tried to hold up, but the bat went around. So Peterson gets his first strikeout, and the batter now, Mike Epstein. Mike is 3 for 6 with 2 RBIs, batting .500. Mike still telling the world that he wants to be a Yankee. Not happy here in Washington. Yankees lead 1-0, bottom of the first, 2 outs. Stretched by Peterson. Pitch to Epstein is a curve inside, ball 1. Mike is 6'4" and 225 pounds. Born in the Bronx, right in the shadows of Yankee Stadium. Peterson's throw to first base, but Flood back in plenty of time. Wayne Terwilliger coaching at third. Nellie Fox at first for the Senators. On deck, Joey Foy. Mercer didn't play this afternoon or tonight. Peterson back on the rubber now to check the sign. Kurt Flood with good speed. Leads the pitch to Mike. Off his hands, slowly to third base. Up with the ball, Kenny. Fires to first in time to get Epstein. Peterson hit two of the Senators right off the fifth. For Washington, no runs, a base hit, no errors, and a man left. And at the end of one full inning, it's the Yankees 1 and the Senators nothing.
Gasoline isn't the only fuel your car uses. In a minute, an average engine can take in about 400,000 cubic inches of air, enough to fill a room. Now, that's a lot more than the amount of gasoline your car uses. You know what happens when your car doesn't get enough gas? But what happens when it doesn't get enough air? A deposit can build up in the air intake passages of the engine. This deposit can cut the flow of air to the cylinders and cause a gas-rich mixture. That means wasted gasoline and more unburned hydrocarbons in the exhaust, or more pollution. That's why Atlantic Richfield developed a gasoline that helps your car breathe easy. It's called Arco Supreme. Its special breathing formula helps keep deposits from building up in the carburetor, the intake valves, and the anti-pollution valve of your car. So your car gets more miles and uses less gasoline. Your car breathes easy. That should make you breathe easy. Go to your local Arco service station and get our gasoline that helps your car get more of the other fuel, air.
Jerry Tenney leads it off for the Yankees. Jerry 0 for 3 on the year. Facing Denny Mclean, with the Yankees leading 1-0 in the top of the second. It'll be Kenny, Michael, and Peterson. All right, Mclean ready. And he winds. The pitch is high, ball one. Kenny had asked for time, and I don't know whether it was given to him by Lou DeMuro. Kenny stepped out of the box just as Mclean was ready to pitch. Nothing on the board. We'll wait and see. There's a fastball over, strike called. Now let's see if he called that first one a ball. It was high. Remember, you have to ask for time, and the umpire must grant it. You cannot step out of the box and figure, and it is 1-1. So the first pitch was a ball, even though Kenny stepped out of the box. There's a pitch in there, strike two call. Detroit at Baltimore. It'll be Negro for the Tigers and Mike Cuellar for the Orioles. The 1-2 pitch is fouled, back on the screen and out of play. In the only afternoon game, the White Sox, incredible White Sox, I might say, defeated Minnesota 3-2. They have now won 3 and lost none, and broke their opening game attendance record with 43,253. The largest opening day crowd in White Sox history. Fastball foul, back and out of play. McLean almost getting the ball by, and another fan gets a hand on a fine catch. Reese knocked in both the Minnesota runs, and Rich McKinney singled in the winning run in the ninth. And Vicente Romo was the winning pitcher. Boy, he's going to be a big help. Curve a little high, 2-2. Other action, California's at Milwaukee. Boston at Cleveland, Kansas City at Oakland. In the National League, Giants at St. Louis, Pittsburgh at Atlanta, Montreal at Philadelphia. Swing and a miss, and Kenny's out of there. McLean chalks up his second strikeout. He got Roy White the first. That brings up Gene Michael. Gene was 0 for 2 in Boston. Switch hitter, batting left-handed. And all of the Yankees are taking a lot of time getting in the batter's box. And I don't know whether that's going to make McLean mad or not. The pitch to Michael is a strike call. On deck, Fritz Peterson. McLean back in a hurry. The curve is lined past Epstein down the right field line. That'll be extra bases. Around first, digging for second is Michael. Maddox is up with it, fires the ball in, and the Yankees get their second base hit and their second double as Gene Michael golfs a low curveball just inside first base. Epstein dove for it, tried to backhand it, but it was by him in a flash. Kicked off the wall and right, and Maddox fired it in. And now Fritz Peterson batting left-handed against Denny Mclean. Fritz, who got off to a great start last year hitting-wise, stretch, and the pitch to Peterson, strike one call. Michael looking at the defense. All the outfielders have moved in. Harris trying to hold Michael close. The pitch fouled back off the screen, and Fritz trying to go to left field, knowing that Frank Howard has the weakest arm of the three outfielders. You can take liberties with the big guy out there. He just can't throw the ball real hard. Shortstop has to go out for a lot of cutoff throws. On deck, Horace Clark. 2 quick strikes on Peterson, 1 out. The Yankees lead 1-0 in the top of the second. Strike 3, got the fastball right by him. So it didn't take McLean long to dispose of Peterson. 3 pitches, and now Horace Clark. Horace bounced to second base his first time up. The batter with Munson on deck and Michael out at second base. 2 men up. McLean sets. His pitch is right in there. Strike 1 call. Now McLean and Peterson throwing nothing but strikes. Gene leads off second base. Curve is a ground ball to second. Collins there gets the big hop. Throws to first. In time, and for the second time tonight, Clark has bounced to Cullen. For the Yankees, no runs, a base hit, no errors, and a man left. And at the end of an inning and a half, the Yankees won, the Senators nothing.
And now here's John Burroughs with Bill Heine. They're doing their folk thing for Schaefer Beer.
For the Senators in the bottom of the second inning. Joey's been about 5 innings with 2 bases, batting .400. He has driven in 2 runs. Boy, solidly built right-hand batter, right down the end of the bat. Close stance. Stretched by Peterson. His pitch is hit deep to left field. That ball is over the head of Roy White. 1 bounce against the fence. And cruising into second base with a stand-up double is Joey Foy. And I mean, he tattooed that one. A bullet. 1 short hop against the fence in left center field. Peterson threw him a breaking pitch, but got it a little too high, and Foy jumped all over it. And now Elliott Maddox been about 8 times, 1 hit, 1 RBI. Here's a young man that can play any position and play it well, has an outstanding arm. He threw a couple of runners out down in spring training against the Yankees. And he's got good speed. Right-hand batter, chokes up on the bat about 1 inch. The stretch by Peterson. Pitch to Maddox, his slice to right field, base hit, that's going to be extra bases. Maddox went with the pitch, he's going to go, he might drive for 3. He's around second, he's going to drive for 3. Here's the relay. Clark does not throw it, and Maddox is in with a triple. Holy cow, Maddox got an inside curveball and stepped back. You could see he was trying to hit it to right. He got it between Cater and the bag. Rolled deep in the corner, and with his good speed, made a triple out of what should have been a double. Driving in, Joey Foy. The ball game is tied 1-1. Nobody out, and the Senators still threatening. The batter now, Paul Casanova. Casanova is 2 for 8, 2 doubles, 1 run batted in. The Yankees have to pull the infield in now. Now Michael is moving back. The rest of the infield is in, with the exception of Gene Michael. Casanova, a right-hand batter. nibble at a pitch. Got a couple open bases at first and second. Nobody out, though. Fritz rocks back. The pitch, low, ball 3-0. Casanova turns, looks down at Wayne Terwilliger. I wouldn't be surprised to see him get the green light here with Fritz's good control. The 3-0 pitch. He takes it outside, ball 4. So Peterson gives up his first walk, and now the batter will be Tim Cullen. Cullen is 2 for 8 with 1 run batted in. Munson goes out to talk with Peterson. Gene Michael is over near the mound. A reminder, this is the New York Yankee Baseball Network. We pause for station identification.
This is Steve Fitz, your contact host. Call us weeknights from 8 to midnight here on the fresh air sound of Radio 81, WGY Schenectady.
All right, Casanova at first. Maddox at third. Nobody out. The score tied 1-1. The batter, Tim Cullen, and on deck, Denny Mclean. Peterson stretches. The pitch to Cullen, line to base hit. Oh, what a play by Clark. Holy cow. He took an extra base hit away from Tim Cullen, turned it into an out with a diving, rolling, sliding backhand grab, and both runners were able to get back to their bases. Maddox got back to third, Casanova back to first on a great play by Horace Clark. Never thought Horace had a chance to get that one. That has got to be the best play we've seen Horace make in Yankee pinstripes. It was a dandy. So now McLean steps out of the batter's box. He wants to talk to Wayne Terwilliger to make sure he has not missed a possible squeeze bunt sign or a hit and run. McLean, not a bad hitter for a pitcher. What a play by Horace Clark. So now the Yankee infield in double play depth. They can get out of the inning with a DP, and the score tied. McLean with a chance to aid his own cause. First time at bat this year for McLean. McLean led both leagues in suspensions last year. He didn't get to play too much. All right, the stretch by Peterson. Pitch to McLean. A bouncer slowly to third. That's going to get a run in. Kenny has to go to first. And sliding across the plate, Elliot Maddox, who broke as soon as the ball was hit, or Kenny might have had a play at the plate. Good heads-up base running by Maddox. McLean gets credit for a run batted in. And the Senators go out in front, 2-1. Moving to second base on the play, Casanova. That brings up Toby Hara, the shortstop, who hit a soft liner to Danny Cater his first time up. Told you the infield grass is very heavy, and the ball kind of dies after the ball hits the ground and then rolls on the grass. High pop to shallow left center. Michael moving back. White coming in. White calls now, loses the cap, but makes the catch. The Senators, though, pick up 2 runs on 2 hits. No errors and a man left. And at the end of 2 full innings, it's Washington 2, the Yankees 1.
Did you come home from your last hunting or camping trip more tired than when you left? Did you jam up your car with so much gear, guns, sleeping bags, tents, and all the rest that there was no room left for people? Fighting all that stuff can take some of the fun out of an outdoor trip, but not necessarily. Not if you join the thousands of wise hunters and campers who put all their gear in a low-cost U-Haul van trailer where the people aren't. On the road, U-Haul is so easy towing, you'll hardly know it's behind you. Camp setup takes less time because your equipment's easier to get at. And U-Haul is the ideal way to take your game home clean and covered. So before you go hunting or camping again, remember, it's U-Haul for all U-Hauling needs.
See Seipel's Golf, 640 Pauling Avenue, Troy. O'Brien's Atlantic, 112 Broad Street, Waterford. McCabe Shell Service, 670 Hoosick Road, Troy. Or consult the Yellow Pages for the U-Haul dealer nearest you.
So it's been an exciting 2 innings. The Yankees scored in the first inning. And the Senators came back with 2 in the second inning. They lead 2-1. Thurman Munson, who walked and scored in the first inning for the Yankees is the batter. The moon is trying to come through some clouds. You can see the faint outline of a full moon up there as a helicopter goes flying by. All right, Thurman almost ready. He's holding up the left hand to hold it. Now he's ready. McLean winds. His curve ground ball to third. Up with it, Foy. Nice play. Fires to first. One out. That was a hard hit ball and a tough chance for Joey Foy as it took the half hop. But he stayed with it. Played it off his belt buckle. Held on to the ball and threw him out. And now Roy White. Roy struck out his first time up. McLean in quickly with the pitch and has a foul back and out of play. Strike one. Real good crowd on hand. They're still coming in. And they're going to have a lot better than the 20,000 that they predicted to come and watch Denny Mclean. Real fine crowd. The pitch is a little bit low, 1-1. Senators have 3 hits. The Yankees have 2 hits. Drive to deep right field, turning around, Maddox going back. That ball is out of here. A home run by Roy White, and the ball game is tied up at 2-2. And I want to tell you, that first Yankee home run of the year was a solid line drive by Roy White. And he hit it so hard that Maddox didn't have time to get back there. Had Elliott been able to get back there, he might have caught it. So Roy White ties up the ball game on a line drive home run over the right field fence. Ball game as Bobby Mercer takes a pitch high, ball one. Bobby double to left field. The Yankees have 3 hits, all extra base hits, 2 doubles and a homer. There's a foul slice down the left field line and back into the crowd. So we continue to tell you, Bobby Mercer told us that he was going to go to left field if they keep pitching him out there. The more he does it, the more hits he's going to get, the more honest he's going to make that left fielder and give him a bigger gap in left center. As a matter of fact, has moved over towards the line now and left. Swing and a miss at a high slider. 1 ball, 2 strikes. McLean into the windup. His pitch is hit to left field, but this one, Frank Howard is on the pounds the glove and makes the catch. 2-away. Bobby got good wood on that ball to the opposite field, but right at Frank Howard.
We will be back.
That brings up Danny Cater. Danny got a base on balls his first time up. Cater steps back. Now he's in the batter's box. Pitch to Danny, down the right field line, but slicing foul and out of play. Back into the crowd. 2 out, nobody on. 2-2 the score. Top of the third. Cater moves that back foot around. Sidearm curve line, backhanded by Joey Foy. Oh, that ball was hit like a bullet, and a beautiful backhand grab by Foy robbed Cater of a base hit. But the Yankees pick up a run on the homer by Roy White. Nobody left, and at the end of 2.5 innings, Yankees 2 and the Senators 2.
Question. Is a good motor oil one that stays nice and clean or one that gets good and dirty? Answer, good and dirty wins. Sound crazy? Well, think about this. Your engine may be tough, but it can't fight off soot and acid deposits. Deposits that can actually corrode solid steel and seal up passages. Now, that's why your engine needs a motor oil that does more than just lubricate and keep your car's engine from running hot. Your engine needs a motor oil that can collect and hold the deposits as they form. Arco Supreme Motor Oil does such a good job collecting soot and acids, it gets dirty. Good and dirty. The dirt in Arco Supreme Motor Oil is a sign that it's working hard to help stop deposit buildup. So the next time your motor oil needs changing, ask your Arco dealer for Arco Supreme Motor Oil. Arco's Supreme Motor Oil. The dirtier it gets, the better it's working.
For the Senators, Kurt Flood will lead it off. Another reminder that the Yankees play tomorrow afternoon. Doubleheader Sunday will be on both radio and TV. And an off day Monday, the welcome home luncheon for the Yankees. And then Tuesday, opening day, April the 13th, with Detroit at Yankee Stadium. Kurt Flood beat out an infield hit his first time up. Peterson's pitch hit deep to right field. Moving back is Jimmy Lytle. Back, and has to one-hand it back on the warning track. And Kurt Flood really surprised Jimmy Lytle that time. Jimmy was playing him shallow like he did the first time up. And Flood drove it to deep right center, one away. Frank Howard struck out his first time up. We have seen this man hit some tape measure home runs. 2-2 the score. Peterson's pitch is low, ball one. Look at the Yankee infield. Jerry Kenney is playing shortstop. Gene Michael is playing almost in back of the bag. Clark on the outfield grass at second, and Cato wide of first base. Strike one, 1-1. The outfield, Roy White almost with his back against that left field fence. Mercer deep in center. Lytle deep in right. The pitch to Howard outside. 2 balls and 1 strike. Howard hits a ground ball down the third base way. He's got himself a cinch double. Kenny, as we told you, is playing shortstop. Peterson can pitch him away. Low and inside, and it's 3-1. That time he tried to sneak one inside on him. It's a dangerous pitch with the way the infield alignment is set up. 3 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. A 2-2 ball game here in the bottom of the third. Into the windup. The pitch is strike 2 called, and Frank Howard thought it was a ball. Peterson, with that good farm ball of his, will not give in and throw the fastball to Howard. So now it's a full count. The payoff pitch. Fastball hit back through the middle, and even though Michael was playing there, the ball goes by him. That's how hard that big guy can hit a ground ball on regular grass and regular turf. And if that had been AstroTurf, Mercer would have had a tough job. Might have handcuffed him. He hit a bullet right back through the middle of the box. And now Mike Epstein. Mike bounced to third base his first time up. Peterson did keep the ball low. Keep Howard from getting it in the air. Only 1 out. Stretched by Peterson. Pitch to Epstein. Swing and a miss, strike 1. On deck, Joe Ford. The opening game in Fenway with the Yankees and the Red Sox, very exciting. So is this one. The pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 2, and both times Peterson gained sidearm. Epstein steps out of the batter's box. Not bothering the hole. Big Frank Howard close at first base. Beautiful night here in the nation's capital, RFK Stadium. Peterson sidearmer, curve but just inside, a ball and 2 strikes. Senators were sporting brand new spike shoes, white with red, white, and blue trimming. But they're not wearing them in the game. Curve swung at and missed, strike 3. As Peterson came with a breaking pitch to chalk up his second strikeout of the ball game, and now Joey Foy, who doubled to left center field and scored on a triple by Maddox in the second inning.
Third baseman, Joe Foy.
2 outs. Frank Howard at first base. Looks in for the sign from Munson. Here's the stretch. And the pitch bounced to short. Gene Michael short hops it, flips to Clark for the force play. And so for the Senators, no runs on 1 hit, no errors and a man left. At the end of 3 full innings, it's the Yankees 2 and the Senators 2. Take a look at the scoreboard. Detroit at Baltimore. It's Negro against Quay.
Minnesota 3-2. Vicente Romo, the winning pitcher. The largest opening day crowd in White Sox history was there, 43,253. Rich McKinney singled in the winning run of the ninth. And the White Sox now have won 3 and lost none. Rich Reese knocked in both Minnesota runs. Kansas City at Oakland. Chicago at Houston. San Diego at Los Angeles. Pittsburgh at Atlanta. It'll be Moose against Jarvis. And those are the only games in this ball game. To recap it quickly, in the first inning, Munson walked with 1 out, then Mercer doubled down the left field line to the wall, scoring Thurman Munson. The Senators came back with 2 runs in the second on a double by Joe Foy, a triple by Elliott Maddox, and a ground out by Denny Mclean. The Yankees tied it up with the first home run by a Yankee hitter this year, Roy White homering over the right field fence. So it's 2-2, and the first batter is Jimmy Lytle, who takes a strike on the outside corner. McLean back in a hurry again. The curve is lined to right field. A base hit. He hung that curve, and Lytle hung it right out on the line to right field for a base hit. So now each team with 4 base hits, and the batter is Jerry Kenney, who struck out his first time up. Lytle at first. Bill White sneaking into the microphone here, and that pitch is a strike. All right, William, we're all up to date.
Thank you, Phil Rizzuto. Next pitch is popped up into left field. Howard has plenty of room. He's waiting. He has it. Lytle tags, but he goes back to first base. And that roars for a fine throw by the left fielder, Frank Howard. Shortstop, Gene Michael. Jimmy Lytle on at first base for the Yankees. 1 man out. The hitter is the shortstop, Gene Michael. First time up, Michael doubled. Was left stranded. Jimmy Lytle leads at first. First pitch to Michael. Ball in the dirt. 1 ball and no strikes. Michael takes a look down at third at Dick Hauser. The on-deck hitter is Fritz Peterson. Pitch popped up foul back in the seats. 1 ball and 1 strike. First half the 4th inning, the New York Yankees 2, the Washington Senators 2. Denny Mclean against Fritz Peterson. 1-1 pitch. Inside, almost hitting. 2 balls and a strike. The third baseman, Foy, is way in on the grass. As Lytle leads, Epstein holding him. 2-1 pitch. Fouled off. Slider inside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Outfield plays Michael. They give him plenty of room down the right field line. Right center, left center. Mclean stretches. 2-2 pitch. Swung on and fouled off. Count remains the same. 2 balls and 2 strikes. 1 out. Jimmy Lytle on at first base. Score side 2-2. First half of the 4th inning. Stretches, and he deals. Flying out into right center field. Floods over there. He calls for it, and he has it. Lytle cut back into first base. So there are 2 outs. As Gene Michael skies to Kurt Flood in right center field. Here's the pitcher, Fritz Peterson. Fritz is now batting right-handed. First time up, he hit left-handed. 2 outs. There's the ball high. 1 ball and no strikes. Epstein playing behind Lytle at first. the shortstop, Hera. He's up with it over the second for the third out. So for the Yankees, first half of the fourth inning, no runs on one hit. There were no errors and one man left on base. So at the end of 3.5 innings, the New York Yankees 2, the Washington Senators 2.
Here's a bright new star. A girl named Coffee singing about a beer named Schaefer.
Close in right field. Bobby Mercer straight away, Roy White straight away and left. 0-1 pitch, fastball, all strike 2. Peterson way ahead. No balls and 2 strikes. Elliott Maddox, the hitter. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Swung on, skied out to right field. Lytle is there, he jumps over. Just back a bit, and he has it for the first out. Seems to be blowing out just a bit. The outfielders started a ball, and then at the last moment they make a couple steps backwards. Paul Casanova's the hitter. First time up, Casanova walked. He's a big catcher. Paul Casanova. First pitch is inside for a ball. On deck is the second baseman, Tim Cullen. Score tied 2-2, last half the fourth inning. Swung on, sky the right field. That will be in the seats. Counts even. 1 ball and 1 strike. 1 out, nobody on. Last half the fourth. Peterson pounds the ball into the glove. He's ready. Likes the sign. 1-1 pitch. Change up low for a ball. 2 balls on the strike. Here's a 2-1 pitch from Peterson. Curveball high. 3-1. Casanova backs out and takes a peek at the third base coach, Terwilliger. Then he steps back in. Sticks that back foot in a little deeper now. 3-1 pitch. Swung on and missed. Strike 2. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Peterson crossed Casanova up. He was expecting a fastball, but he got a breaking ball. He swung over it. The count runs full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. 1 out. Nobody on. Yankee infield and outfield playing straight away. 3-2 pitch. Swung on, skied to right field. In is Lytle, out is Clark. Lytle has it, and he's got it for the second out. Jimmy Lytle making the first 2 outs here. Last half of the 4th inning. That's Lytle's 3rd put out of the ball game. Tim Cullen, the little second baseman, steps in. Roy Clark made some play on this kid's line drive with men on first and third, no outs. Clark dove to his right, saved a run. That's a ball, first pitch. Might have saved more than 1 run. Because Casanova could have gone on the second base, on the third base. Ball 2. On a base hit to the right side. But Hoss Clark dove, caught the line drive. 2-0 pitch. Strike call. 2 balls and 1 strike. Umpires don't like that. We've got about 16,000, 17,000 umpires here tonight. Maybe a little bit more than that. 2 balls and 1 strike to Tim Cullen. Strike 2 call. Now it's even, 2 and 2, 2 outs, nobody on. The Yankees 2 and the Senators 2. Last half the 4th inning. Peterson hooked up with McLean. Both given up only 4 hits. Neither team has made an error. Here's a 2-2 pitch. Ball 3 outside. Munson thought that ball was on the corner, but DeMuro said no. Full count to the second baseman, Tim Cullen. 3-2 pitch. Fastball grounded foul down the third baseline. On 3 hops, Terwilliger picks it up, back to Peterson. Hey, Twig was a pretty good second baseman. He could make the double play for you. He played with the old New York Giants. Here's a 3-2 pitch to Cullen. Swung on a ground ball to Michael. Takes a big hop. Long throw to first, and he has him. So for the Senators, last half the 4th, 3 men up and 3 men down. So at the end of 4 innings, the New York Yankees 2, the Washington Senators 2.
Here's the way to cut high moving costs. Rent a U-Haul Ford Econoline. You'll save 50 to 75% of every moving dollar. Money you keep, and money you'll need when you get to your new home. Rent your new Econoline at U-Haul, move, and then turn it in at your destination. There are 8,000 neighborhood U-Haul dealers coast to coast. Load up to 3 rooms full of furniture through the Econoline's wide opening side and rear doors. Your possessions are covered by $2,500 cargo insurance at no extra charge to you. And should you need it, U-Haul provides free road service anywhere. U-Haul also rents low-cost moving aids such as hand trucks and furniture pads and sells packing cartons. U-Haul has a free booklet waiting for you filled with professional moving tips to make your U-Haul move the easiest move ever. See Mendetta's Arco, 109 South Main Street, Gloversville. Olson's Rotary Service, 24 Lower Warren Street, Glens Falls. Beck's Service Center Incorporated, 9W and West Bridge Street, Catskill. Or consult the Yellow Pages for the U-Haul dealer nearest you.
1-7. Steps in. First pitch is dragged down the first baseline. He might beat it out, and he does. Roy Clark. Horace Clark. On a slider inside, drug the ball past McLean. The second baseman, Cullen, tried to get it with his bare hand, but it hit the hand and bounced away. And Horace Clark is credited with the hit. A drag bunt, and that'll bring in Thurm Munson. Munson has walked and grounded out. That's a good play by Clark. He got a perfect pitch to drag. The ball was a slider inside. Clark started toward McLean, put the bat out, and drug it right down the first baseline. So he's on first with a base hit. The first half of the 5th inning. Munson steps in. He takes his time. He wants to make McLean wait. Now Hoss can run. McLean knows it, and he takes a peek at it. There's a stretch. Ball outside. 1 ball and no strikes. There are no outs. Hoss Clark on at first. Munson takes a peek at Hauser. Dick says, let's go. Swing the bat. Here's a 1-0 pitch to Munson. And it's a strike. Munson faked the punt. So Foy, the third baseman, came in 3 or 4 more steps. Foy's on the grass. The shortstop Hara and the second baseman Cullen are double play depth. Epstein is holding Clark on at first. Here's the 1-1 pitch to Munson. Swung on a ground ball right at Foy. He has it over to second for 1. Back to first. Double play. Snappy double play. Munson thought he had moved Foy in close enough, but he hit the ball right at him. Foy up with the ball. Over to Cullen for 1. And back to Epstein for 2. First pitch to Roy White is a strike. Next pitch is outside for a ball. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Swung on. Line down the right field line. Foul. Last time up, Roy got a low fastball and golfed it over the right field fence, I would say about 360 feet away. Maddox went back to the wall, but it was over his head. And Roy Clark had the Yankees' first home run of the season. Roy White. Swung on right up here, foul. 1 ball and 2 strikes, 2 outs. Roy White, the hitter. McLean doesn't like the ball, and he gets a new one from DeMuro. He backs off the mound now, goes back on the grass, and blows on his fingers. 1 ball and 2 strikes to count to Roy White. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Outside, just missed. 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2 outs. Nobody on. Score tied 2-2, first of the 5th. Pitch, fouled off again. Count remains the same. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Nobody on. McLean doesn't like that ball. Gets another one. I guess this one's all right. Here's a 2-2 pitch to White. Fouled off. Good slider inside. Got him in on the fist. White cut the bat out and fouled it off. Baseman Foy still in on the grass at third base, even though there are 2 strikes. Epstein, the first baseman, is playing back on the outfield grass near the line. The outfield of Howard, Flood, and Maddox straight away. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Swung on and lined deep down the right field line, foul. Another slider inside. This is the New York Yankee Baseball Network. We pause now for station identification.
This is Steve Fitz, your contact host. Call us weeknights from 8 to midnight here on the fresh air sound of Radio 81, WGY.
The next pitch to Roy White's a breaking ball in the dirt. White swings on it and misses for the 3rd strike and the 3rd out. So for the Yankees, first half of the 5th inning, no runs on 1 hit. There were no errors and nobody left on base. So at the end of 4.5 innings, the New York Yankees 2, the Washington Senators 2.
This message sponsored by the United States Army.
I've been working for the man, seems like my time will never come. I've been on the same job day and night, just can't seem to get things done. Gotta find me a place where I got room to move. I'll look out now, 'cause when I find it, I'm gonna groove.
If you're looking for room to move, you'll find it at today's United States
outside to Mclean. First time up, he grounded out. But he drove in a run. Drove in the Senators' second run. 1 ball and no strikes to Mclean. Peterson's ready. Curveball, ground ball to Michael. He waits, gets a big hop. Over to Cater, and Mclean is out. That'll bring in the little second baseman, Toby Harrah, who goes back and talks to Flood a bit to give Mclean a little more time on the pitch. The way he pitches, he doesn't want this time. He wants that ball. Toby Harrah has hit a little liner to Danny Cater at first, and he's flied out to left field. Peterson's ready, and he deals. Line foul down the left field line. Roy White in left field. Bobby Mercer in center field. Jimmy Lytle in close in right field. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Swung on and foul. No balls and 2 strikes. The Yankee infield of Kinney, Michael, Clark, and Cater. Fritz Peterson pitching. Thurm Munson catching. Peterson's ahead of Harrah. No balls and 2 strikes. 1 out, nobody on. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Curveball just missed high. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The outfield plays Harrah around to the right. Peterson okays a sign. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Fastball grounded down to Kinney. He charges it up with it over the first, and Harrah is the second out. Kurt Flood steps in. Flood got on in the first inning as he topped the ball down the third baseline. Kinney made a good play on it, but he couldn't get the speedy Flood at first base. And the third, Flood flied out to Jimmy Lytle in deep right field. First pitch is a called strike. Last half the 5th inning, score tied. The Yankees 2 and the Senators 2. Peterson's ready. The 0-1 pitch. Strike 2 called. True ball. Right on the outside corner. Flood didn't like it. He steps out, but he gets right back in. Peterson's ready, and he deals. Outside for a ball. Nellie Fox coaching at first base. Wayne Terwilliger at third. Here's the 1-2 pitch to Flood. Swung on and foul. The on-deck hitter is Frank Howard. Peterson would like to get Flood out. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs, nobody on. Ball too high. Fastball. Counts even. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Peterson's ready. 2-2 pitch. Ball 3 outside. Balls and 2 strikes to count on Flood. Has a good eye. He won't swing at too many pitches that are off the plate. Chokes it back. Here's a 3-2 pitch. Swung on and foul down the third baseline. Three balls and 2 strikes, 2 outs. Peterson pitching to Kurt Flood. He's got to be looking out of the corner of his eye at Frank Howard, kneeling in the on-deck circle. He'd like to pitch to him with nobody on base. Here's a 3-2 pitch to Flood. Ground ball right back at Peterson. He's on to Cater, and that's the third out. So for the Senators, last half the 5th, 3 up and 3 down. So at the end of 5, the score's the same. The New York Yankees 2, the Washington Senators 2.
It's amazing what some people do to get a few more miles to the gallon. They buy smaller cars. They get their engines tuned up. They watch their speed. Fill up with high octane every other time. Stay in high gear even when they're going slow. In short, they spend half their driving time calculating their mileage and trying to improve it. Now, it's true, these things can help you get a little better mileage. But here's some advice from your ARCO service station. If your car isn't getting the mileage it should, maybe it's because your carburetor isn't clean enough. You should know about ARCO Supreme gasoline. ARCO Supreme helps keep deposits from clogging your engine's air passage. Deposits that can cause your car to waste gasoline and lose mileage. ARCO's Supreme gasoline may not give you that much more mileage, but sometimes a little more is enough. Enough of a reason to use ARCO Supreme gasoline.
Denny Mclean has finished his warm-up throws, and he's waiting for Bobby Mercer to step in. A couple of scores. Detroit is leading Baltimore 4-0 at the end of an inning and a half. Detroit got 2 runs in the first and 2 runs in the second. This is against Mike Cuellar. Necro is pitching for Detroit. Chicago White Sox, on their third in a row, they beat the Minnesota Twins 3-2 this afternoon. Led by Cynthia Romo was a winning pitcher. Ron Aronofsky the loser. Kansas City's playing Oakland. In the National League, Pittsburgh and Atlanta, there's no score at the end of 2. Chicago is playing Houston. That's the Cubs and the Houston Astros. San Diego, Los Angeles also tonight. First pitch to Mercer is a strike. No balls on a strike. Mercer will be followed by Danny Cater and then Jimmy Lytle. Ball inside. A ball and a strike. Bobby has doubled and flied to left field. He doubled down the left field line and he skied to Frank Howard in left field. Drove in the first run in the first inning. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Ball 2 inside. Big gap out in left center field. Frank Howard playing straightaway left. Blood's in right center. Maddox is down the right field line. Ground ball past McLean, the second baseman Cullen, and he can't make the play. Let's see what this will be. This will be a base hit. Cullen in again. Tried to glove the ball, or tried to get the ball barehanded. And Bobby Mercer is on with his second hit. Bring in the first baseman, Danny Cater. Danny has walked and popped up to the third baseman. So he's 0 for 1. Mercer leads at first. No outs. First half to 6. Score tied 2-2. Cater backs off and takes a peek. And now throws to Mercer. Almost picked Epstein off. Leads again. McLean stretches. First pitch again. There goes Mercer. Foul down the right field line. The Yankees had on the hit and run. Mercer was moving with the pitch. The ball was outside. Cater, protecting Mercer, reached way out over the plate and fouled the ball off. So it's no balls and a strike as Bobby Mercer trots back into first base. Cater's ready. Sold McLean. Pitch. Flying out into right field. Maddox is in, and he has it. Throw back to first, but Mercer's back. Cater still going to right field. In a fly ball into shallow right. Maddox getting a good jump on the ball. Gloved it. And made a quick throw to Mike Epstein at first, but Mercer slid back in. So there's one out. And Jimmy Lytle steps in. Lytle is fouled out to the catcher and singled to right field in 2 trips, so he's 1 for 2. Mercer leads. McLean stretches. First pitch. Swung on and missed for a strike. Good hole between first and second. Epstein must hold Mercer on there. Joe Foy, the third baseman, is on the grass. The outfield is spread out. And the pitch, a ground ball up the middle. Cullen over, backhand. Over the first, back to first. Now plays there second. First pitch is a ball. And the first baseman, Danny Cater, is over towards second base. Outfield, of course, is deep. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Swung on and missed. This for a ball. A ball and a strike. Last half the sixth inning, the score tied 2-2. The Yankees and the Senators. Peterson pitching to big Frank Howard. 1-1 pitch. Ground ball back at Peterson. He can't get it, and it's a base hit. Down the third baseline. That ball looked from here like it was back at Peterson, but it was really down the line into the position that Jerry Kinney would normally play. Fritz could not get over down the third baseline to get the ball, so Frank Howard beats it out for an infield hit. Big left-handed hitter. Epstein rounded out the first inning and struck out in the third. Cater behind Howard. First pitch to Epstein. He tries the bunt, and it's foul. Epstein trying to lay one down the third baseline. Jerry Kinney about 5 yards off the grass at third base. He'll probably move in now because there are no outs. And even if Epstein doesn't make a good bunt, his aim is to get Frank Howard on the second base. No balls and a strike to Mike Epstein. Peterson's ready. Pitch. Curveball in for strike two. Senators have played 3 games. They've seen 3 left-handers, and normally Epstein doesn't play against left-handers, but he's been hitting them well. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Curveball, grounded down to Cater, passing. Base hit. Howard rounding second base. Right up with the ball. The throw. He's hit at third. Epstein holds at first base. So the Senators, last half the sixth, they're trending. Frank Howard got an infield single. One to third as Epstein dribbled the ball between Danny Cater and Horace Clark. Epstein holding first as Howard went on to third. Here's Joe Foy. Foy has doubled, and he's got on with a fielder's choice. So he's 0 for 2. No outs as Peterson stretches. First pitch. Fouled off. No balls and 1 strike. Jerry Kinney even with the bag at third. Michael and Clark at double play depth. Danny Cater holds Epstein at first. Joe Foy's the hitter. Foy's tied 2-2 with the Senators and stretching. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Foy. Ball in the dirt. Scooped up nicely by Munson. Counts even a ball in the strike. Elliott Maddox on deck for the Senators as their fans here start a little uproar. Peterson looking in front. And he's stretching. 1-1 pitch to Foy. Strike 2 ball right on the outside corner. Maddox has tripled, driven in a run, and flied out to right field. One out now. Peterson will stretch as Epstein leads. First pitch to Maddox. Ground ball down at Michael. He's in with it. Over to Clark for one. They're over the first, but Maddox is safe there. Epstein taking a dive at Clark. Ball was hit too slow for a double play, but Clark tried it anyway. So there's 2 outs now. And the catcher's up, Paul Casanova. Casanova's walked and flied out to right field. Peterson stretches. First pitch, there goes Maddox. Swung on miss. Throw to second. They have him. Yes, sir. Mercer, a good quick throw. So for the Washington Senators, last half of the 6th, they got 1 run on 2 hits. There were no errors and nobody left on base. So at the end of 6 innings, the Washington Senators 3, the New York Yankees 2. Jerry Kinney steps in. First pitch is skied to right field. Maddox takes 2 steps back. He's waiting, and he has it for the first out. First half of the 7th. Senators leading 3-2. Gene Michael steps in. Gene's 1 for 2. He's doubled. Slide the flood in center field. Kurt Leffery is in the on-deck circle. So he's a possible pinch hitter for Fritz Peterson. First pitch is taken for a strike. Epstein, the first baseman, is even with the bag at first base. Joe Foy is 2 steps in on the infield grass at third. Outfield straight away from Michael. That's off the plate, a high bouncer. Boy waits for it. He has it, and he cannot make a play. So credit Gene Michael with an infield hit. Michael chopping down on a sinker. Skied the ball high in the air. Joe Foy waiting for the ball to come down, and when he got it, he couldn't get it out of the glove. And Gene Michael's on it first with an infield single. And that'll bring in Kurt Leffery. He'll pitch it for Fritz Peterson. First half of the 7th. 1 man out. Gene Michael on at first base. The left-handed hitting Leffery's on. There's a quick throw to first with Michael's bat. First pitch. Ball high. 1 ball and no strikes. The outfielders are all, except for the left fielder, Howard, playing Leffery to pull. There's a toss to first, but Michael is back. Frank Howard is out in left field. Flood plays in right center. There's another throw. Michael's back. Maddox is playing Leffery to pull. So the gap is in left center field. Or if he gets it down the left field line, it'll be for extra bases. Flood is deep in center field and on the right side of second base. McLean stretches. Pitch. It's a strike call. Ball and a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Gene Michael on at first. Gene has 2 hits tonight. There's a throw back. It's close. But Michael's back in head first. Gary Wozlewski and Lindy Mcdaniel warming up. Michael's lead. Gene Michael's lead. Swung on it, popped up. Will it reach the stands? Foy's over. He has room. He has it. Joe Foy. Right to the edge of the grandstand. A one-handed catch. And Leffery's the second out. Back on at first base. That'll bring in Horace Clark, the second baseman. Horace is grounded out twice. And he's got a drag bunt single in the 5th inning. by McLean. The first pitch swung on and fouled off. Gene Michaels taking a peek at Dick Hauser, who goes through a series of signs. Ellie Howard looking just as intently. McLean stretches. Michaels leads. There's a throw over there, but he's back. There's another throw. Epstein moving quickly. Michaels back again. The Yankees have 7 hits. Here's a pitch. Michaels goes. Ball's high, and Casanova can't make a throw. Michaels steals second base. A perfect pitch to throw a runner out on. The ball was up, but Casanova couldn't get it out of his glove. So the count runs now to Horace Clark. 1 ball and 1 strike. Gene Michael on at second with a stolen base. 2 outs. Senators lead 3-2, first of the 7th. The pitch is skied out to center field. Flood's back there. Plenty of room. And he has it. So for the Yankees, first half of the 7th, no runs on 1 hit. There were no errors. They had 1 man left on base. So at the end of 6.5 innings, the Washington Senators 3, the New York Yankees 2.
If you had a new Ford Econoline for a day, what would you do with it? Well, if you're in business, you might want to deliver orders or samples. A do-it-yourselfer would haul home enough materials for a dozen projects. Rent a low-cost Ford Econoline from U-Haul the next time you have a hauling problem. You can even move up to 3 rooms of furniture cross-town or cross-country and save 50 to 75% of every moving dollar. U-Haul makes any hauling job a cinch with big opening side and rear loading doors and automatic transmission. Every U-Haul Econoline is covered by $2,500 cargo insurance and day or night road service, both at no extra cost. U-Haul, for people who hate high moving costs. See Spenard's U-Haul and Auto Service, 2212 Central Avenue, Schenectady, Bill's Gulf Service, 9 Mohawk Avenue, Scotia, Sowers Service Station, 29 Main Street, Ballston Lake, or consult the Yellow Pages for the U-Haul dealer nearest you.
This is the New York Yankee Baseball Network. We pause now for station identification.
This is Steve Fitz, your contact host. Call us weeknights from 8 to midnight here on the fresh air sound of Radio 81, WGY Schenectady.
Your attention, please, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, Fritz Peterson leaves after giving up 3 runs on 2, 3, 4, 6 hits. He walked, 1, and struck out 2. As Gary Wozlewski takes the mound, Frank Messer takes the mic.
Okay, Bill White, thank you very much, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen, wherever you might be listening to New York Yankee Baseball here on the Yankee Network. Gary Wozlewski starts his warm-up throws. The first man he faces will be the catcher, Paul Casanova. Then Tim Cullen, and then the pitcher, Denny Mclean, the lower third of the batting order. Fritz Peterson, as Bill White told you, gave up 3 runs all earned in his 6 innings, 6 base hits. So Peterson cannot be a winner. He can be a loser in this ball game. Mel Stottlemyre goes tomorrow night, and in the tomorrow afternoon, we'll be on the air at 1:25. And then in Sunday's doubleheader, the Yankees will go with Steve Klein in one game and Mike Kekich in the other, not necessarily in that order. And Bill White, I'd say through the process of elimination, that would just about mean that, barring anything unforeseen between now and Tuesday, Stan Bonson will get the opening day assignment at Yankee Stadium.
That is right, and Stan pitched competitively in Boston. We're interested in getting him running. Of course, the play at home, which really turned that whole ball game around. If that catcher is banged a little bit, or if the umpire allows that run to score, that's a whole new ball game. You might not see Cope in there. So Stan did a good job in Boston.
All right, Paul Casanova will lead off here in the 7th inning for the Senators. Casanova, Cullen, and McLean. Casanova has walked and flied to box seat bonus for a young man down there. Pay a little more, but sometimes you get a dividend, as the young fellow did right there. Easy souvenir. 0-1 pitch will be coming. On the way, high with a fastball. Drilled out of the center field in the air. Mercer under it makes the catch. That's all for Paul Casanova. There's a little activity going on out there in the bullpen. Gogolewski is one. And I believe Joe Frazetta. Loosening up just in case McLean should tire. One away. Tim Cullen, the batter, chokes up and takes a strike. Knee high with the outside corner. Great play by Horace Clark. Retired Cullen back in the second inning. Clark made a diving catch of Cullen's liner. Strike two is called. Cullen grounded out to Gene Michael in the fourth, so he's 0 for 2. That play by Clark could have saved a big inning. Senators came out of the inning with 2 runs. They might have had more. The pitch, low and in the dirt. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Tim Cullen. Washington leading 3-2. Senators won their opening day game, shutting out Oakland, then lost to Baltimore and McNally. Strike 3 is called, and Cullen is out. Wozlewski picks up a strikeout. And the hand is for Denny Mclean. It sounds to me as if McLean has the fans on his side right now. We haven't had the attendance announced yet. They're going to have a good crowd here tonight. Pitch. McLean swings and golfs a foul ball down past the Senators' dugout on the first base side. Strike 1. And a strike to Denny Mclean. Wozlewski delivers. Fastball is swung on and missed. Strike 2. If everybody here tonight is paid, this crowd could become the largest second home game crowd in Washington history. There's a pitch swung on and missed. Gets through Munson, but Thurman has it. Throws to first base, and McLean is out at first. So Wozlewski strikes out 2 of the 3 men he faces in the bottom half of the 7th. The Senators are retired in order. And at the end of 7, the score, Washington 3 and New York 2.
Do you hate high moving costs? Then save 50 to 75% on your next move with a U-Haul moving van truck. Your truck is available when you need it for as long as you need it, and you can rent it here, leave it there at any one of 8,000 U-Haul dealers coast to coast. When you move with U-Haul, your furniture arrives with you. It's in perfect condition because you took care of it. U-Haul moving vans hold up to 6 rooms full of furniture in padded weatherproof safety. Loading is easy with U-Haul moving aids such as hand trucks and furniture pads. And if you'd like, you can also purchase low-cost packing cartons. On the road, your possessions are protected by $2,500 cargo insurance and road service should you need it, both at no extra charge. So, if you hate high moving costs, you'll love U-Haul. See Ruth's American, 1560 Central Avenue, Colony, A to Z Rental Center, 100 Everett Road, Albany, John Irish & Son, Columbia Turnpike, East Greenbush, or consult the Yellow Pages for the U-Haul dealer nearest you.
Thurman Munson will lead off as we go to the Yankee 8th. Munson has walked, grounded out, and grounded into a double play. He has scored 1 run. Walked in the first inning. Came in to score on Bobby Mercer's double. McLean into the windup. His first pitch to Munson. Up high, ball 1. McLean completed his warm-up throws. Munson just stood over there in front of the dugout, made McLean wait for him to get up to the plate, and after every pitch, Munson steps away. McLean winds and deals. Munson swings, slow bounce to short. Charged by Harry, he's got it. The throw to first, he's out. Toby Harris short, throws out Thurman Munson easily. And now Roy White. He's been a big gun on attack tonight for the Yankees. Although Roy has struck out twice, in between he powered a home run over the right field wall. His first home run of the year, and let's see what he does right now. McLean starts him off with a fastball. It's hit in the air to left center. Moving forward, Frank Howard. He's under it, and Howard makes the catch. Roy White hit the Yankees' first home run last year. Bobby Mercer hit home run number 2, both coming in the second game of the season against the Boston Red Sox, and helping Fritz Peterson win a close ball game. Here is Mercer. Yankees trailing by 1. 3-2 Washington. Top of the 8th. Mercer is 2 for 3, a double and a single. And in between, he flied out to left field. His double was also to left. The pitch to him. Popped up in the shallow left. Back goes Howard, the shortstop. In comes Howard. It's Howard. He's got it. So an easy inning for Denny Mclean. 3 up, 3 down with minimum effort. And at the end of 7 1/2 to score, the Washington Senators 3 and the New York Yankees 2. Remember,
Everyone loves a love story, especially your Arco dealer, because one of the greatest love stories of the 20th century is all the different kinds of love and affection Americans have for their cars. In one way or another, your car is a member of the family. To the people who own them, cars are alive. They're people. The problem is then that too many people who work on them, cars are just machines. But not to your Arco dealer. He understands how you feel about your car. He knows your car breathes. And that's why he's proud of Atlantic Richfield's new gasoline, Arco Supreme. The gasoline that helps your car breathe easy. Proud to sell Arco oils and lubricants that contribute to a car's long, carefree life. And when you bring your car into your Arco dealer station for repairs, they'll treat it as if it were their car. In fact, you'll never find your Arco dealer treating a car as if it were only a machine. To your Arco dealer, cars are people.
bottom half of the 8th inning, Senators leading by a score of 3-2. The Yankees do. They have, 4 former rookies of the year with Coach Dick Hauser. Stan Monson also won, but he's expected to be pitching and won't be involved in the award. Kurt Blefary, Ron Hansen, and this spring the Yankees had another one, Pete Ward, who was released before the season started, was also at one time a Rookie of the Year in the American League. Ready to work now to the top of the batting order. That means Toby Howard, Kurt Flood, and Frank Howard. Toby Howard. Hara has sent a soft line drive, which was caught by Danny Cater at first, flied to left and grounded out to third. Right-hand batter. Bends the knees, the pitch to him. Foul back. Hara almost puts that left foot in the bucket. Like a right-hand hitting Dick McCauley. All the way back on the right foot, left heel in the air, tiptoe on the ground. He looks at a strike 2, and it's 0-2. Wozlewski winds, kicks and delivers. Check swing on a foul, comes back into the crowd. Good breaking pitch. He fouled it back on a half swing. Senators lead it 3-2. We're in the bottom half of the 8th. In the 9th, the Yankees will have Cater, Lytle, and Kenny due up. If you want to look ahead. There's the windup of the pitch coming. Down low. A ball and 2 strikes to Hara. 25,079. 5079. You might have heard the attendance figure announced. Wozlewski started the windup, broke it right in the middle. Now he's ready again. And here it comes. Inside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Paid attendance tonight, 25,079. Understand that this could very well be the best second home game attendance in Senators history. High pop-up goes out into shallow left center. right, White is under it. And White from left makes the catch. That's all for Howard, one away. And now Kurt Flood at an infield hit in the first inning. Then he's flying to right and bounced back to the pitcher. Senators lead 3-2, bottom half of the eighth. He bunts it foul back on the screen. This makes a pretty good forecaster out of Ted Williams. We were talking to Ted before the game. He said, we'll have 25,000 tonight. He was only off by 79. 25,079. Of course, the Senators feel that Mclean, the attraction tonight. I don't know. Wozlewski's pitch. Cut on. Slow bouncer back to the mound. Wozlewski has it. He throws out Flood. 2 down. Ted said they were talking about 20. He said, I know we'll have 25,000. And I said, Ted, I should think so because Fritz Peterson usually draws at least 25,000 whenever he pitches. Frank Howard moves in. He is 2 for 3. Thrown out on strikes in the first inning. Since then, he has singled to center and beat out an infield hit. They shift up the middle on him. Pitch toward his low, ball 1. Frank Howard had a leg hit down the third base line with the shift on his last time up. And now Jerry Kenny is playing not quite as deep toward the hole at short as he was then. A little more toward the line, but very deep on the infield. Michael and Clark both almost behind second, and Howard swings, peels a foul back off the screen. One ball, one strike. Lead 3-2. 2 outs, nobody on. Wozlewski winds and delivers. Howard takes a strike called, and it's 1-2. Wozlewski ready to work. Does so. Howard swings, pops one foul, coming back to the crowd. 2 strikes. Frank Howard. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Swung at and missed. Slow curveball, and Howard was way out in front of it. So Wozlewski has retired 6 in a row, striking out 3. And at the end of 8, the score is Washington 3 and New York 2.
Here's the main ingredient. 3 guys you've been hearing about giving you the word about Schaefer beer.
Yankees trailing by a run, and the first pitch to Cater is up high, ball 1. Cater is grounded, or rather lined out to third, flied to right, and walked. He pops a foul outside of first, giving chase Epstein, and he cannot get it. It's back in the crowd. One strike to Danny Cater. Jimmy Lytle is on deck. Jerry Kenny due up third in the inning. Senators on top by a run, 3-2. Pitch to Cater, high and outside, 2 balls and 1 strike. McLean has pitched himself a fine ball game tonight. Cater lines a base hit into right. Played on 1 hop by Unser, and Cater is on with a leadoff single, his first hit of the ball game. And now Jimmy Lytle.
Right fielder, Jim.
Jerry Kenny comes out on deck. That was the Yankees' 8th hit off Dennis Mclean. McLean has walked only 2, and he has struck out 4. He has certainly been bearing down for 9 innings. His first pitch to Jimmy Lytle. Swung on and lined to the shortstop. Hara fires to first safe. Cater gets back. Danny went in hard, and he is jarred. Cater shaken up as he dove back to the bag. Looks as if he might have hit his forehead on the bag itself, or jammed it against the batting helmet as it came loose. Elston Hard checking him over. Jimmy Lytle slicing a line drive right into the glove of the shortstop Toby Hara. There's 1 down. Cater had to dive back at first base to avoid being doubled up. The ace of the Senators bullpen, Darrell Knowles, is warming up. The pitch here to Jerry Kenny, taken for a strike, and Kenny cannot believe it. Next pitch to Kenny, cut out hot foul, back out of play. Another souvenir. No balls, 2 strikes to Kenny. Jerry has struck out, flied to left and flied to right. Gene Michael on deck. Yankees trailing by a run. Senators out in front, 3-2, 9th inning. Cater at first, 1 down. Hara and Cullen at double play depth. There's one through the hole on the left side of the left field base hit. Jerry Kenny slicing one right off the end of the bat. Joe Foy made a dive for it, could not come up with it, and Kenny has extended the Yankee hopes with a single to left. The tying run now at second base in Danny Cater. Kenny on at first, and a lot of pressure right now on shortstop Gene Michael. Michael is 2 for 3. Double to right, fly to center, and then had an infield hit. The runners lead away. The stretch by McLean and his pitch. Michael swings and misses. Did not have a good cut. Strike 1. Yankees have now out-hit the Senators 9-6, but Washington leads 3-2 in the run column, the column that counts. Jake Gibbs has come on deck to bat for Wazlewski. Stretch by McLean, the pitch to Michael. Gene fouls it back, strike 2. Lindy Mcdaniel is up in the Yankee bullpen. McLean off the skin of the pitcher's mound, wets his fingers. Completely legal as long as he is not on the mound. And now requests a new baseball and gets one from the plate umpire Lou DeMuro. Cater leads away, so does Kenny. The pitch to Gene Michael, fastball inside of the ankle. A ball and 2 strikes. Of over 25,000, seeing quite a thrilling ball game tonight, going right down to the wire. McLean deals. Michael lines a base hit out into right field. This ball game could be tied up. Here comes Cater, no throw to the plate. And it's a brand new ball game. Denny Mclean circles something to line for a base hit, and it's a big one for the Yankee shortstop. His third of the ball game ties it up. Jerry Kenny at second with the go-ahead run. Michael at first, and it's a 3-3 ball game. That is the 10th base hit for the Yankees. Jake Gibbs will bat for Gary Wieslewski, and I don't know whether he's going to bat against McLean or not, because Sid Hudson, the pitching coach, has gone to the mound. And McLean will stay in the ball game. McLean will stay in the ball game. Meeting of the outfielders. Kurt Flood, of course, new to this league, doesn't know the hitters yet. Had a little discussion with Del Unser during the timeout. Here's Jake Gibbs now. The first pitch to Jake. Strike. One is called. The Yankees with the go-ahead run in Jerry Kenny at second. Gene Michael at first. Good speed on the bases and at the plate. Gibbs can still move very, very well. 0-1 pitch to Jake. Swung on it. That's strike two. Gibbs has been up just once this year as a pinch hitter in Boston and struck out. The Yankees, coming from behind twice, have tied this ball game up. They were behind 2-1, then 3-2. The set by McLean. The 0-2 pitch. Gibbs backs off with an inside fastball. The crowd again disagrees with the umpire. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Takes the sign from Casanova. Looks back to second and delivers. Gibbs swings. That is the 5th strikeout for Dennis Mclean. 2 down on the top of the order, Horace Clark.
Second baseman Horace Clark.
Is twice grounded out to second. Had an infield hit and flied out to center. 1 for 4. McLean delivers. Fastball is in there for a strike. 1-1 to Horace Clark. Thurman Munson is on deck. Score tied 3-3. The runners edge away. McLean's pitch. Looped out into shallow center, could be trouble. And it's in for the base hit. Here comes Kenny around third. He scores. Michael stops at third. And Horace Clark, with a pop fly single to center field, has put the Yankees in front 4-3. That is the Yankees' 11th base hit. And if McLean was upset when Michael's base hit tied it up, he is more upset now. Horace Clark just looped one out over second base. Howard, the shortstop, started back for it, so he had no chance to get it. No chance for Flood to get to it. A Texas League single for Clark, a run batted in, and the Yankees lead 4-3. Michael at third. 2 outs, and Thurman Munson the batter. Munson is 0 for 3. Swings in the first one, pulls it foul down past the Yankee dugout. No balls, 1 strike. Roy White is now on deck. The base hit by Clark, the only one of the 4 in the inning that was not well hit. The pitch. A ball outside and low, 1-1 to Thurman Munson. There's one in on the ground at second. Dug up neatly by Cullen. Throws on to first. Munson is out. And the side is retired. But for the Yankees, in the 9th inning, it is 2 runs. On 4 base hits, no Washington errors, 2 men are left. And at the end of 8 1/2, the score, the New York Yankees Yankees 4 and the Washington Senators 3.
This is Connie Boswell telling you about some young people who want desperately to stay in school. These children live in the southern Appalachian mountain regions of the United States where life is hard, and most of the people are very poor. Many parents cannot afford to keep their children in school. Save the Children Federation helps through its self-help scholarship fund. The young people work for their scholarship money. They saw wood, weave cloth, tend gardens. Your dollars will give these young people a chance to help themselves. Education is the key that will open a brighter future to them, and you have that key in your hands. Find out today how to open the door for these ambitious youngsters. Write to Save the Children Federation, Box 120, New York, New York, 10017. That address again, Save the Children Federation, Box 120, New York, New York, 10017.
For those of you on the Yankee Radio Network, don't forget we'll be on the air at 1:25 tomorrow with all the action here from Robert F. Kennedy Memorial Stadium in Washington. Lindy Mcdaniel comes on to pitch for the New York Yankees. He will try to save the game now for Gary Wozlewski. If the Yankees hold the 4-3 lead, Wozlewski would be the pitcher of record for the Yankees, and of course Denny Mclean for the Senators. And Washington will have Mike Epstein, Joe Foy, and Elliot Maddox scheduled up here in the bottom half of the ninth. This is the New York Yankee Radio Network. We pause for station identification.
This is Steve Fitz, your contact host. Call us weeknights from 8 to midnight here on the fresh air sound of Radio 81, WGY Schenectady.
Well, one of the all-time top relief pitchers in Major League Baseball, Lindy Mcdaniel, comes on. One of the great trades by the Yankees was when they acquired Lindy Mcdaniel from the Giants back in July of 1968. The Yankees gave up Bill Monbouquet. Bill may be listening to our ball game up there at his New England home. He is now a scout for the New York Yankees. But that had to be one of the very fine Yankee trades. Bill Monbouquet, just about at the end of his career, which saw him pitch such great baseball for the Boston Red Sox, including a no-hit, no-run ball game. But Lindy Mcdaniel has just been fantastic for the Yankees. He has 115 wins. He is third in lifetime saves with 156. He is also third in total relief victories with 94. White Wilhelm, now on the disabled list of the Atlanta Braves, leads in both those categories. Wilhelm has 123 relief wins and 156 lifetime saves. Check that. Wilhelm has 213 lifetime saves. The number 2 man is Elroy Pace, and Lindy Mcdaniel third. He's ready to work to Epstein. And his first pitch, a curve, is rocked foul outside first. Scooped up by Nellie Fox. And Fox wants the plate umpire, Lou DeMuro, to take a look at it. McDaniel got into 62 ball games for the Yankees last year. Won 9 and lost 5. Epstein swings and misses the fork ball that was in the dirt. He tried to check the swing but could not. Epstein looks one over down low. Yankees leading 4-3 bottom half of the ninth. Joe Foy on deck. McDaniel winds, kicks and deals. Just outside. 2-2. We inform that Secretary of Defense Melvin Laird is here in the ballpark enjoying this ball game tonight. Breaking pitch to Epstein is low for ball 3. So McDaniel has 2 strikes on him. Now the count is full 3-2. You make a mistake to Epstein, and he can rock it. He swings and misses strike 3. McDaniel did not make the mistake. Epstein is out 1 away. Certainly a bright spot for manager Ralph Houck was the showing tonight of Gary Wozlewski. Pitched 2 innings, retired 6 in a row, struck out 3 of them. Now McDaniel strikes out the first man he faces. Joe Foy, the batter. Foy has doubled, grounded out, and hit a sacrifice fly. A breaking pitch for a strike, and it's 0-1. Wide up the pitch, just outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Yankees lead 4-3, bottom half of the 9th inning. The pitch. Foy rockets one in the air down toward the right field corner. Lytle cannot get to it. It's in for the base hit. Foy on his way to second. The throw is not in time. Foy slides in with a double. The Senators are alive again. Joe Foy with his second 2-base hit of this ball game. They send up Elliott Maddox, the right fielder. Maddox has tripled, flied to right, and grounded into a forced play to the shortstop, Dean Michael. The tying run, though, now at second base. Boy, good speed. He's a big man, but he can run. Could conceivably score on any single to the outfield. Michael will try to hold him as close as he can at second, but Gene's got to protect the hole, too. The pitch. Strike, 1 call. Now, Maddox's first 2 trips hit the ball to right. Then he grounded out to the left side of the infield, so Michael's got to hang loose. He wants to keep Boyd close to second, but also protect his territory. The pitch. Curveball is wide to the left field base hit. This ball game is going to be tied up. Elliott Maddox, with his second run batted in of the night, ties this ball game up 4-4. Casanova due up. Bernie Allen had come up to the plate, but now goes back. Allen was going to bat, but now goes back, and Casanova, with the ball game tied, will bat for himself. Dan Monson loosening up in the Yankee bullpen. Scheduled to pitch the Yankee home opener Tuesday, could be used in relief here tonight. He needs to get some work. Casanova steps in. McDaniel's pitch, cut on, popped up. Out near second base. Clark is calling for it. Under it now, and Clark makes the catch. There are 2 down. The second baseman. Maddox at first, 2 outs, score tied, 4-4. Throw over to first base, no play. Another throw to first, again, no play. Lindy Mcdaniel hides the ball behind the right hip. Now comes set. Kicks and delivers. Cullen takes inside. Ball one. Yankees 4, the Senators 4. It's been a comeback ball game for both sides. Yankee broke on top 1-0. Senators 2-1, tied up. Senators ahead 3-2. Now tied up again as the Yankees had gone ahead 4-3. The Senators scoring here in the ninth have tied it up again. Ball 2 comes up high to the right-hand hitting Tim Cullen. We'll keep an eye on Maddox down at first base. He has speed. Very often they'll put a play on 2-0. He does not go. The pitch is fouled back. Gary Wozlewski's fine effort, retiring 6 in a row, will not get him a win. McDaniel, now the pitcher of record for the Yankees. He delivers. It's fouled back again up the screen. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Again bends down, takes the sign from Thurman Munson. And the 2-2 pitch, runner goes, and is drilled deep to left field, but White is there, makes the catch, and the sign is retired. But the Senators tied up with 1 run on 2 hits. There were no errors, and a man is left. At the end of 9, it's a brand new ball game. The Yankees 4 and the Senators 4. Regulation 9-inning totals. Yankees 4 runs, 11 hits, no errors. Senators 4 runs, 8 hits, and no errors. In other ball games over in Baltimore, Detroit 5 and Baltimore 2. Joe Niekro for Detroit and Mike Cuellar for Baltimore. Aurelio Rodriguez homered for Detroit, and Booth Powell homered for Baltimore. This afternoon, the White Sox shaded Minnesota 3-2 on Rich McKinney's 9th-inning single. The winning pitcher was Vicente Romo, the loser, Ron Baranowski. Kansas City and Oakland a later start. In the National League, Pittsburgh 5, Atlanta 0 at the end of 5. Bob Moose for the Pirates, Jarvis for the Braves. Willie Stargell is homered for Pittsburgh in the game. Chicago 6, Houston 0 at the end of 2.5. Milt Pappas for the Cubs. Griffin started for Houston, Forsch in the second when Chicago scored 6 runs. At a later start, San Diego and Los Angeles. Well, we go to extra innings. Second ball game of the year for the Yankees, and it becomes an extra inning ball game. Roy White will lead off the top of the 10th. Takes low and outside from Denny Mclean, ball 1. White homered in the 3rd. Struck out twice and flied to left. 1-0 pitch. Off-speed curve popped up down the left field line. Chasing it, Hara. He's under it, near the line. In fair territory, he's got it. Toby Hara, the shortstop, covering a lot of ground. Retires Roy White.
Center fielder, Bobby Mercer.
And now Yankee center fielder Bobby Mercer. He's 2 for 4. Double home a run in the first inning, flied to left in the 3rd, led off the 6th with a single, and popped up in the 8th. Boy plays him tight. Mercer bluffs the bunt, takes a strike. Boy again at 3rd, tight, close to the line, ready to charge. The wind up in the pitch. Strike 2 is called. Denny Mclean gets out in front of Mercer. No balls, 2 strikes. Over 25,000 on hand. And the 0-2 pitch swung on, popped up foul on the third base side. This one is going to be out of play. Just clears the dugout, comes down in the first row of the box seats. No balls, 2 strikes. McLean does not like the baseball he received from DeMuro, gets another one. You say all baseballs are the same? Well, as hard as they try to make them all the same, the pitchers tell me they will find differences. 0-2 pitch. Popped up again, and again, it's going to be out of play. This one in the third row of seats. Pitchers say sometimes a seam is a little raised, more raised on one ball than another. They'll find a little loose thread, perhaps. It doesn't feel quite as tight as the others. 0-2 pitch. Oh, look out. Right up under Mercer's chin. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The base is empty. Score tied. 4-4 in the 10th. McLean rocks and fires. Fastball is swung out and fouled in and out of the mitt. Now the catcher, Paul Casanova. Mercer is still alive. Pitch again to Mercer. Bobby pops it foul back toward the crowd. And this time over on the first base side, deep into the seats. Stottlemyre for the Yankees tomorrow against Jim Schellenbach, a left-hander. We'll be on at 1:25. Here is the 1-2 pitch again. Fastball hit in the air to center field. Kurt Flood at straightaway center. Under it, makes the catch. 2 down.
First baseman Denny Cater.
Now Danny Cater. Opened the ninth with a single and scored the tying run to make it 3-3. The Yankees scored again, went ahead 4-3, and then the Senators tied it up at the bottom of the ninth. Hitter takes ball 1 low. This one just high. The crowd groans. Denny Mclean turns his back toward the plate, and Cater's ahead on the count 2-0. Hit on the ground, foul outside of third. Yankees last year played only 18 extra inning ball games. They won 9 of them and lost 9. Even up. Right now they got an extra inning ball game here in the second game of the season. 2-1 pitch. Cater fouls it at the feet of Casanova. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Lytle is on deck. Pitch to Cater, line drive, caught by Boyd. What a play! Joe Boyd at third has robbed Cater for the second time in this ball game as he made a diving catch off the line drive. A fine play by Joe Boyd. 3 up, 3 down. Nothing across, and at the end of 9 1/2, the score, the Yankees 4 and the Senators 4. Good humor. For 51 years, the cream of ice and ice cream.
Think how really beautiful things look on a sunny morning. You get the feeling you can see for miles and miles. But did it ever occur to you that your child might not be seeing things as clearly as you? That there might be something wrong with his eyes that even he doesn't know about? This is Bing Crosby, and I'm sight-saving chairman for the National Society for the Prevention of Blindness. Certainly, we parents have a special responsibility when it comes to our children's eyes. Because children have really no way of knowing what good vision is. That's why it's so important that your child has a complete eye examination, so that if there's any vision problem, it can be treated before he's ready to go to school. You can give your child a real head start in school by making sure that he has 2 good eyes. And for more information about safeguarding sight, why don't you drop a postcard to Prevent Blindness, Box 426, New York, New York 10019.
With the pinch hitter, Tommy McCraw, whom they obtained from the Chicago White Sox. Jack Aker loosening up in the Yankee bullpen. Here's the pitch. Curveball to McCraw's inside, ball one. Senators have a left-hander, Darrell Knowles, loosening up. Next pitch, foul back, 1-1. The doggone if those Orioles haven't come from behind to tie it up with Detroit 5-5 at the end of 6. Tigers have an early 4-0 lead. 1-1 pitch. Curveball in deep to right field. This one is way back. It's going. This ball game is over on McCraw. Second ball game of the young season. And an unhappy group of Yankees have lost their second of the young season. So Tom McCraw with a pinch hit home run. I'll be back with the totals and the recap in just a moment. The final score is Washington 5 and New York 4.
Gasoline isn't the only fuel your car uses. In a minute, an average engine can take in about 400,000 cubic inches of air, enough to fill a room. Now, that's a lot more than the amount of gasoline your car uses. You know what happens when your car doesn't get enough gas?